What's up, YouTube? Your boy Bernie. I'm here, ready to give you guys a nice update. I know it's been a minute. I actually made a video a couple weeks ago, but I didn't upload it. But what I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go back and just redo it for y'all. Same stuff I talked about and everything, so you could basically get the update. Cause before that I ain't make a video. I think about 2 or 3 months or something like that. So part of me, I gave it this smoke. First and foremost, happy Father's Day to everybody who's a father, or you mothers out there who's fathers to your kids. R.I.P. Muhammad Ali. That's a dude that died a couple days ago, last week I think, 2 weeks ago, something like that. But let me just get that out the way. I didn't have a chance to say it before. So yeah, I'm in my CDL school, man. And man, this was my first week. I go Saturday and Sunday for 11 weeks. So I got 10 more weeks of this stuff to go. It's basically 20 more classes. Yeah, it's a long time, but fuck it. That's just how I'm getting it done. So basically, first day, classroom day. Saturdays are not going to be my classroom day. So today's Sunday, so yesterday was my first classroom day. What we did was go over air brakes, go over pretty much air brakes. That was the topic of the day, air brakes. We took a couple of tests. We actually took an open book quiz, but I ain't just looking in the book for the answers. I mean, what's the point? If I can't test myself without looking at the answers, then what did I learn? But I'm proud to say that even after I took the test without looking in the book, I only got 2 wrong, and it was 50 questions. So it was about 50 questions, all multiple choice. Only got 2 wrong, so very happy and blessed about that. The times for my school is approximately 7:30 to about 4:30. It's almost 4:30 now, so I got out a little bit early today. I got out at 4 o'clock. And I got out early yesterday too. Yesterday I got out at 2:30. Okay, so that's how that went. So today was actually first time behind the wheel. And let me tell you, your boy was doing it like a boss. I fucked up a couple times, but I was handling my business like a boss, I'm proud to say. Today we did we went over our pre-trip. We also went over hooking up a trailer, backing into it. I did that like a boss, like just back that thing up in there, you know what I'm saying? That's how I do. So then we took a lunch break real quick, about 45 minutes, hour lunch break. We switched instructors. I had 2 different instructors today. They was both cool. I guess you gotta have a lot of patience when you're an instructor, especially if it's like your first week or 2 weeks, probably your first 2 weeks. So you gotta have a little bit more patience when you fuck up. So after lunch, we came back and we did straight backing. I ain't gonna lie, I was pretty rusty, but it's my first time in the truck. It's expected. Nobody's really gonna get there and ace it, And you know what I like about this? Because I'm not going to a company school, as you guys know, I'm doing local private school, I guess you want to call it. It's only me, one other guy, so I'm getting maximum attention. I'm getting more driving time than I would if there was like 4 or 5 guys in my group. It's just me and him, so we're getting all that time just straight driving between us. That's awesome. And if one of us miss a day, then we get a full day's training worth for driving. Like, that's money well spent, if you ask me. So I ain't gonna lie, he was a little bit better on me on the straight backing. I can't front. He backed that thing up pretty cool. But your boy's right there behind him, ready to come back next weekend and back that thing up in there like I'm supposed to, But yeah, son, it's cool, man. Father's Day, I'm always gonna remember this. Father's Day is gonna have like multiple meanings to me because this is my first day behind the truck, behind the wheel of a truck, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always gonna remember Father's Day. You know, today is June 19th. June 19th is my anniversary from now on of when I first actually, you know, got behind the wheel and handled a 18-wheeler. I know stupid ass, I guess you would have called straight truck. I mean, it ain't stupid, you know, a truck's a truck, but the boys behind that 70,000 pound, 80,000 pound thing, just moving it around the yard, you know. That's really what we did today, you know. Hopefully next week I'll come back and I just, you know, I really get the straight back down. You know, in the beginning I was rusty, of course, a little bit nervous, you know, trying to play with that clutch and everything. You know, it was an experience. Definitely was an experience on it. But, you know, nonetheless, I learned it. So next week I should be a whole lot better, you know what I mean? We really didn't do no driving off the yard today. You know, any driving we did was strictly in this one little section of the yard, you know what I mean? And, you know, there was other groups doing what they was doing, but it was just me and this other guy and the instructor, so, you know, you can't really go wrong there when it's just, you know, nobody in your class. You're going to get maximum attention, therefore you're going to get more practice tries, therefore you're going to get more experience, and you're just going to learn better, you know what I mean? Your class is not overcrowded, so I guess that's another kind of positive when you go to, you know, a company that's not, when you go to a training school that's not company sponsored. You know, you go to a company sponsored training school, there might be 10 guys in your group, and you might only get one try behind that wheel. You know, granted, with a company sponsored, you know, you probably going every day. Me, since my school is technically my school is technically part-time, money doing it on the weekends, but I'm getting maximum time. I mean, I'm getting like 7 to 4. That's like damn near 8 hours of like straight learning, you know. So that's what we did today. You know, proud of myself. I'm making moves now. Everything's falling into place, and this is just day one. You know, week one. It's not really day one, it's day 2, but this is week 1, you know what I mean? I got 10 more weeks of this. After this, I'll take my road test, they schedule it and everything, and hopefully by then I'll do the right thing and I'll pass that, you know? That's pretty much all I really got to say today about that. I ain't going to make a whole video about every little detail, but, you know, I'll keep it short and sweet, you know. I ain't really out there on the road yet, so I ain't got nothing to say as far as, you know, how you should do things or that. But, you know, my first day behind the wheel is definitely an experience. You know, we was behind that truck so long, when I jumped in my car, the car felt so light, like I'm skidding, making a turn at like 20. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? You know, that car just felt like so low to the ground. Like I felt like I was in a go-kart or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I guess I should turn my video longscape. I had my phone facing me. Pardon me if the thing was turned the other way. My bad, guys. You know, it's been a long time since I made a video, so if my thing is portrait, forgive me. I turned it longscape so y'all can see it better. Yeah, but you know, I'm making moves now. I signed all my documents. I'm in there, and so my next video, like I said, I might upload a video I made about 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. If I'm lazy, if I'm not, I'll go over it again. It basically breaks down how my school works, and you know, I'll give you the information. If you guys is local in Long Island, you can hit me up. I'll tell you where I went, how they pay, and everything like that. The schedule. You know, I might upload it. I might, you know, I'll probably end up redoing it. I might redo it tomorrow, sometime this week. You know, but I'm just letting y'all know how my first weekend after school went. I have 11 weekends. I did 1, so I got 10 more weekends. My end date is August 27th, I think. I think it's my end date, August 27th, and then my road test is that week. You know, I don't have a day yet on the road test. They have the day, but they ain't tell us the day yet. You know, they even told us, they even know what truck we're gonna bring out there. So, you know, as that comes through, I'll let you guys more. Only thing I can't do, I can't bring you guys video of what's really going on in there, especially since there's only 2 of us and the instructor. I can't really, whip out the camera and show you guys that your boy's whipping that thing like a boss. You know what I'm saying? I really can't show you guys that, but sometime this year I'll whip out that camera. You might just see me going down that I-95 or that I-80. I'll whip out my camera then. And y'all see I'll be whipping that thing like the boss I am. You feel me? But yeah. Any questions, you guys, leave it down. I know I only got like 3 subscribers, but hopefully I get more as I tune these out, But I don't do it for the subscribers as much. I do it for myself. Like, this is my own blog, so I can look back and remember where I came from and where I'm at. I look at all my older videos. I did them in the winter. I ain't even touched the truck yet. But now, 4 months later, I touched the truck. So, as soon as I pass my road test, I'm changing my name. I'm gonna have, just be true to myself, man. What it is, what it is. Like I said, I don't really do it for the subscribers, but I do it for the subscribers who want to see or get an insight of, things you're gonna go through when you go through this, private school route. I can't show you. I don't know nothing about that company sponsored shit, that company sponsored training, but I can show you about this local training and how it goes. Unfortunately, I just can't give you guys the video on the range, you know what I mean? But, if I could, I would. I thought about sneaking it, but, I pay money for this shit. The last thing I need them to do is violate me, because they very strict with that. You know what I'm saying? They very strict with their rules, I know that. But, it's a cool, laid-back atmosphere. Everybody peace. But, when it comes to the rules, they don't play. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I paid money for this. So the last thing I'm going to do is get myself kicked out on some shit. You know what I mean? So, but, we'll see what happens, man. So, until next week, I'll give you guys another update. I'm going to make a video every Sunday and show you guys how my weekend went. How my Saturday and my Sunday went. And, I'll leave it at that. As far as, like I said, uploading the other video, we'll see what happens. If not, I'll make a new one to break it down and show you guys how it is. So, until then, be safe out there. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all you single mothers. And, be easy. It's your boy Bernie. Ow.